This program is part of the Cosmic Potato Podcast Network. For more shows like this, visit our website at cosmicpotato.com.
Hey, listen!
All right, you guys, podcast time.
Make it so.
It's me, Mario!
I'm Batman. Strong am I with the Force.
Are you telling me you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
You're a wizard, Harry.
And welcome to World War G episode 201. I'm Troy.
I'm AJ.
And I'm Colton.
Okay, so a couple things about this episode.
Troy's sick.
I am sick. You probably hear that in my voice. And we're also recording it over at AJ's place.
The Fortress of Solitude.
Yep.
Bat Cave, whatever you want to call it.
Because of reasons. We'll just leave it
Mixing
there.
it up.
Yeah. We'll say that. And also, because we're over at AJ's place and loading everything up, I forgot the power cord to my computer. So I'm keeping a very close eye on the battery life. So this may be a shorter episode. We'll see.
I feel like it's kind of like a ticking time bomb kind of a thing.
Kind of.
Yeah, like you see up in the corner of those movies that you watch where you see it counting down from like 24 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kind of a deal.
It's actually jumped up from when I checked it before. So that's interesting.
Huh.
I said it was like in an hour 20, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Before. It's now at 2 hours and 11 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Booyah.
So
May
whatever.
not be shorter.
We'll see how it goes. All right. So it's been a minute since we've recorded. Again, for reasons.
We only missed 1 week, didn't we?
Has only been 1 week.
Feels like it's been forever since I've seen you guys.
It feels like
You've
it's
aged.
been.
It feels like it's been longer because our last episode we didn't do stories or anything. It was just the Q&A episode.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Well, it's been a
lot has
long
happened
week.
in that week.
Yes, a lot has
2
happened.
weeks.
So, I have a little list here because we're close to Christmas, just a few days out, 3 as we record this. And so I thought I'd do the 9 best movie Santas ever. And the worst one. So, number 9, Fred Claus. This was a movie that starred Paul Giamatti as Santa Claus and Vince Vaughn as his brother, Fred. And
I just remember the Santa fight that they had at the North Pole.
yeah.
This was a stupid movie.
It's not the best movie.
I saw this on a class field trip.
Really?
Yeah. That's how long ago this movie came out.
2007.
2007. Okay, next one. The Polar Express.
Why is he even on this list?
I don't know.
You only see him for a minute, right?
Yeah, and
and he has like 3 lines.
there's nothing really special about that Santa, other than it's
His
Tom
lines
Hanks.
are-
Well, he certainly
ho,
doesn't
ho.
feel very jolly.
No,
he kind
really.
of seemed scary, honestly.
The kids
Seemed
were like
like
frightened of him as he's like trying to get around on the toys and run from him, and I don't know.
Yeah, he kind of seemed a little salty.
Salty Santa.
Salty Claus. Next one, Frosty the Snowman.
A classic.
Yep, holiday classic. I don't think I've actually ever seen that.
Really?
Really?
I don't think I have either. Here you are saying it's a classic. You've never even seen it.
Well, I've heard it's a classic. People
And
have
it's
told
got, like,
me.
and it's got the song, Frosty the Snowman, kind of a deal.
He shows up and says, "Happy birthday!"
Oh,
for
wait,
some reason.
I have seen this.
Don't know why.
Yeah, my daughters were watching it the other day.
The next one, The Santa Claus, with Tim Allen. I've now seen that movie a couple of times this month.
This
It's
The
a
whole-
cheesy movie.
It
the
is.
whole premise, though, is kind of, he kills Santa Claus.
He does.
And people just kind of like, skate over that.
Yeah. And the elves don't care.
Right?
He shows up at the North Pole and they're like, oh, you're a new Santa. Cool.
And they just go about their business. So how many other Santas have died?
That's what I'm saying. It's
right?
like they're so just cold to it. They just,
don't
whatever.
care.
Wonder how long the previous Santa was doing Santa work.
Yeah.
See, I want a prequel about that Santa Claus.
Yes.
That would
That's
actually
the
be
story.
really interesting because it could be someone who accidentally killed Santa as well, and they got it.
Yeah. I actually was watching the Santa Claus 3, I think it was.
Mhm.
It was on the break room at my
Was that
work.
with the Jack Frost?
Jack Frost.
and the robot Santa.
Martin Short. Oh,
Which
it's
is-
so bad.
They should have used the Santa in that movie on this list.
Yeah. It's so bad. All right, next one. The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay.
You guys all know how I feel about this movie.
We do.
Yeah.
Again, Santa's not in it much.
Oogie Boogie is in it more than Santa Claus,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Santa just kind of makes an appearance, and he's kind of mean towards Jack. He doesn't want to change, or he doesn't want to, like, do anything for him to help him out.
Yeah, he's not really a jolly
It
Claus
doesn't help
either.
that, like, Jack kind of invades his world, and just
Kidnaps
like, "What's
him,
this?"
Yeah.
steals his job,
So
throws him down a pit with some monster.
I guess it's
Nightmare
understandable.
monster.
But still.
The next one. The Christmas Chronicles. Well, it actually came out this year with Kurt Russell.
You gave a review just like not too long ago on this one, right?
I did, and it was okay.
It really made the list that quick.
Apparently.
It
This
came
is a
out just like
sponsored-
this year, right?
Sponsored blog post.
Apparently.
And Kurt Russell, he's fine as Santa Claus. He changes it up a bit. He's not the stereotypical ho 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 jolly old Saint Nick.
Mhm.
He's kind of more of a normal guy, which kind of interesting. Not fat. He's not fat. Next one, Elf.
Also kind of a mean, like more serious Santa.
Yeah, Ed Asner. And if I remember correctly, he's not in it a whole lot either.
Not really.
I know,
think.
towards the beginning, and then, yeah, that's about it.
Not a big fan of the movie Elf, by the way.
What?
Yeah.
How could you?
Because I'm not a big fan of Will Ferrell.
He's been in a couple of good movies. A couple of decent ones.
Yeah. Next one, Miracle on 34th Street.
Another one that I've never seen.
They put in the 1947 and the 1994 version. I actually remember seeing this movie at the old Cinedome back in 94.
The Cinedome. Where was that? Is that the Riverdale one?
Yeah, it was
Riverdale.
up on Riverdale Road.
Looks like boobs.
Yeah, it looks like boobs.
Yeah, the big boob theater. Yeah. And this is the worst Santa ever, according to them. The one from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That's interesting.
I like how
What?
in their
I actually liked
paragraph,
him.
in their paragraph
okay.
underneath it says he absolutely sucks. Like,
Every Santa on this list is generally good, moral, caring, giving, decent, bloke who embodies the true spirit of Christmas. But the Santa Claus and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, is not. In fact, he absolutely sucks. He's truly the worst, a narcissistic, selfish, mean bully who child services should keep away from kids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
there you go.
I don't remember it as well. I actually thought the worst one on this list was probably like Polar Express Santa.
Yeah.
I just don't like that movie in general.
I don't
Yeah.
like it either. It's
The
creepy.
animation's weird.
I know, and the teeth. Oh,
The
children are too small. I know that's a
You
weird
got
thing
one
to
side.
nitpick, but
Yeah, Yeah, I think there are better Santa Clauses out there than the ones they had on the list. What you got there?
I was gonna wrap them for your guys' Christmas presents, but
I knew you were going to do this.
Oh,
I didn't get a chance to.
AJ came bearing gifts again this year.
The underwater welder, like Jeff Lemire, is by far one of my favorite. Like depressing as hell, but he's one of my favorite authors and artists. Like this is a fantastic story. Like it brings out the feels, invokes them. And then Troy, I had Chris Bodley, him do this commission for you.
Oh,
Giving an artist artistic gift, it's a risky move.
Right?
I like it. I like it. It's
Turn
the
it
Ninja
around.
Turtles.
Let me see. Nice.
Kind of a different take on them, but
Yeah.
yeah,
All
I
right.
liked it. And I know that you'd never seen.
Yeah.
You've never seen Godfather.
I've never seen The Godfather. They gave me the whole trilogy.
Let's watch it
Appreciate
together.
that.
I've never seen it either.
And then we could do that. Watch it and then comment on it. And then Throne of Atlantis.
See if it
Justice
actually
League.
holds up, too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. These are awesome gifts.
Yes, thank you
for
very
sure.
much.
Did you know that underwater welders make a ton of money?
They do. Actually, my brother, that's why he did welding for a while, and then he also got certified in scuba diving. He was going to do that, but then joined the military and went a different direction. But that's why I got certified. But they make, it's stupid money they make. Because each one of those bolts, seriously, he was saying it was a couple $1,000 that they can make for just going down there for about an hour. Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's a weird concept. Underwater welding.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Hurts my brain.
That it's actually strong enough to actually work.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. All right, so let's take a break. And then we come back. We'll get to our stories. This Week in Geek. See, I remembered it that time. And, so we'll be back right after this. And we're back. Accidentally, we didn't even have any commercials there, so don't worry. There's nothing wrong with your phone or anything. We decided not to have any commercials this episode.
Mixing it up.
Yeah, exactly.
New episodes, new direction.
New. Oh, I was gonna say new everything, but not quite.
So speaking of something new, Spawn, the creator Todd McFarlane believes that Spawn is going to be coming to Mortal Kombat 11, which you've seen the trailers for this one already, right?
I have, yes.
And you actually, I think you threw it up on our Facebook page as well.
I probably did.
It looks pretty dang awesome.
Yeah.
The direction that they're going with them, introducing a couple of new characters. They have to keep, the regular ones, but then adding Spawn, I think he would actually be a pretty good addition.
Yes, I think so too. I think he kind of fits in to that world.
Mm-hmm. He's kind of a darker, grim character, and the way that he would use his cape and the equipment that he already has, it could be pretty lethal.
Yeah.
His cape, he can actually make, what is it? It's solid. It's not just waving in the wind. So you can also make it into different objects and stab people and.
His cape is like the R-rated version of Doctor Strange's cape.
Yeah.
It's it's not quite a sentient being, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, that's a good description of it.
Yeah.
Think you'll pick it up?
Probably. I've always liked the Mortal Kombat games. Been playing them for as long as I can remember.
Or do you prefer Injustice?
Well, Injustice is fun. But they take away the blood and stuff and the violence in Injustice. So sometimes you just want to break a mofo's spine.
If I had $1 for every time I said that.
Yeah.
I wish there was a way that you could change it. Like you had back in the day, GoldenEye. This is a throwback reference here, but GoldenEye, where you could do paintball mode.
Yeah.
And you could also do the regular blood mode. I think they should have that in Injustice. A blood mode and a paintball, or just a PG mode.
Yeah. I think so too. I think that'd be cool.
because it would be cool to see like these superheroes actually doing damage what they're capable of doing, right?
Yes.
Superman just like ripping through Spider-Man, like just choking him out and just
popping his head like a grape.
Yeah.
Laser beaming him.
Yep.
Yeah. That could be pretty gnarly, but really awesome.
Well, speaking of superheroes, the director of the new Shazam movie coming out, which I'm super excited for, by the way.
Me too.
David Sandberg. He made a post on, I think it was Instagram, just because he was just talking about the rivalry between DC and Marvel Comics, like for the movies specifically.
Right.
How he thinks the rivalry is stupid. I definitely agree, but he just went and said that he doesn't know why anyone would want a superhero movie to fail. Because in the past, like, Marvel and DC have had, like, merges. Like, there have been issues where they use each other's characters.
Yes.
Kind of crossovers.
Yeah, crossovers.
Yes.
That's the word for it. I think that would be really cool in the future to have movies that do that, and I think that would help DC make their movies better.
Yeah.
You'd have to give it over to Marvel to let them make the movie.
Yeah, I just don't know.
Kind of like what they've done with like Sony.
Yeah.
And
You saw
Spider-Man.
Aquaman. I mean,
I did.
Their movies are going up, I think.
They are. I if they do it, man, it would have to be way in the future.
Just because the rivalry right now is so strong.
Yeah, I mean, not so much in the comics. In the comics, I really don't care. But as far as the movies go, it's not just them. It's like movie, the higher ups, the executives, and stuff like that, and they don't understand that having Superman and Spider-Man in the same movie would be really cool and make a lot of money.
Yeah.
They don't see that. They don't see the big picture.
Well, I wonder, just because of licensing, and these companies are really greedy about their characters, but maybe some lesser-known superheroes, like Shazam, for example.
Yeah.
And from watching that trailer, you would never have known that it was a DC movie or a DC character. It could be Marvel,
Right.
you know?
Yeah. I think... Look, if the more success Marvel has, the better it is for the DC movies because people go see those.
Right.
And
like,
I think
superhero, okay.
Yeah, and vice versa. At this point, they're just basically helping each other out, and
I almost feel like they've gone too. I mean, it's nice, but we've become too accustomed to the way the superhero movie is. You've got like his origin story and like some lighthearted, some heartfelt stuff, some like good action scenes, and like a good conclusion. But I really liked what they tried to do. DC did with making it a little bit darker. They had to lighten it up in order to sell more tickets and to make a better movie. But I really like also the dark direction that they went.
And I think they can integrate that again, but I think it's going to be a slower process.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because who knows what the deal is with Batman at this point. I mean, that's up in the air.
Right. Well, leave those guys alone and bring out another, Spawn movie. And there's a ton of different, characters that you could bring to that. I mean, there's
and super interesting characters, too.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So, Netflix, as we all know, has pretty much all the money.
Yeah.
And so they're pretty much adapting anything. We could probably get a show on Netflix if we tried hard enough.
I want to do that.
KJ will fund it.
So Netflix is adapting Matilda, BFG, and more Roald Dahl stories into animated events.
Why is events in quotes?
That is an excellent question. I don't know. Maybe because it's not technically an event. It's an animated movie.
Yeah. Like that new Christmas. Like they're probably going to be short stories.
Probably. I mean, they're doing Charlie and Chocolate Factory, the BFG, Matilda, the Twits, and a bunch of other.
I'm okay with these.
A lot of his stories. Yeah, me too.
A lot of the movies that it's difficult to translate what happens in a story, because you can do whatever you want when you're telling a story. To live action, you're a little bit more, not so much, but you're a little limited. Where animated, you can do whatever the heck you want. Mm-hmm. You can go, yeah.
I'm fine with this as long as it's not a creepy animation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I would like for my children to be able to watch these, but I'm not going to let them if the animation is creepy. And if there's a lot of butts. They've been incorporating butts into more and more kids' movies, and I don't understand it.
I draw the line at butts.
Like Minion butts.
Colton, 2018.
The butt stops here.
Nice. Yeah, that's true. I mean, also, like, they like poop. Poop is really big right now.
Poop jokes and butt jokes and...
You go into a store, there's literally a game, I've seen this, where you roll out a mat and put little fake...
Potatoes?
Turds.
Oh.
No, because we were talking about poop.
Well, there's a game called Poop the Potato.
Oh,
Sorry.
Okay. All right. And it's like little Play-Doh type, looks like dog turds. And then the kids walk blindfold and barefoot across it and try not to step on them.
What?
That's the whole game.
I don't even have to buy that game. I'll just go in my backyard and get some dog poop.
Yeah, right? I play that game all the time.
Right there, right?
Potty humor is just not good for children's movies and TV shows.
And hey, don't get me wrong. You know, I'm all for like a fart joke or something. I'm not above that.
Yeah.
I'm not above a dick joke, but
as long as it's like within reason.
Yeah,
because you can have fart jokes and it's just like, come chill out on the fart.
And
jokes.
let's keep the kids out of it. Keep the kids out of your dick jokes.
Yes, please.
Wow. The name of the episode.
That'll be my quote for the episode.
Yes. Moving right along without commercials.
Mm-hmm.
Will Ferrell reprising his role as Anchorman, Ron Burgundy, for a new podcast. I'm thinking
I'm gonna listen to it. Like,
for sure.
There's no way that I won't. But
I think this is just like setting up him doing a third one.
Yeah. It's not him. Sorry, it took me a second to get my words out. It's not him. It's some executive or something saying, hey, the Anchorman movies were big. Podcasts are big. Why don't we do that?
Yeah.
Because I can't see Will Ferrell himself doing this and it being his idea. It's just...
No. It doesn't seem... Like, because he's done so many other movies and he's, like, well-known. He can do whatever the heck he wants.
Yeah. But it's weird having Will Ferrell do a podcast, but it's not Will Ferrell. It's Ron Burgundy. Mm-hmm. Like, it's his character.
Yeah.
That's weird to me. I don't know.
I'm trying to think of any other characters that I'd like actually listen to a podcast of them doing.
I would listen to Ron Swanson.
Yeah. Yeah.
He just does
that's
life advice.
That's basically Nick Offerman.
Yeah.
They're pretty much one and the same. Like I could see, I wouldn't listen to it, but I could see like Mike Myers doing one with it's like Austin Powers or something like that.
Yeah, but that's like
I could
even
see that.
Anchorman is past it. They missed the opportunity.
Yes.
Right? If they were going to do this, they should have done it a while ago.
It should have been like a companion piece, like the sequel or something, you know?
Yeah. It kind of, well, if you'd listen to it, it sets up the sequel. Like they drop little hints and stuff that what they're going to be doing, or they're just like introduce new characters that nobody's ever heard of that are then in the sequel.
Yeah. Tie it all in, yeah.
But the sequel went crazy weird with that huge battle with all of them.
Yeah, it didn't do well.
No.
The sequel did not do well.
I don't understand what he would be talking about on the podcast, because the show is based in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
So, can't be current events.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. And podcasts weren't around in the 70s.
Yeah. What are you doing, Will Ferrell?
Yeah, what are you doing? All right. So, in a Star Wars comic, it's been revealed who finally Anakin's quote-unquote father actually is.
Isn't it interesting that they like to reveal all the Star Wars news in either comic books or in crayon books or children, you know what I mean? Like, so all these adults are way older to get their news and to try to find out things and read between the lines are having to, like, purchase these little, like, kids' books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I mean, so, in the prequels, in the first one, you know, you thought that, Anakin was just created by the Force, you know, he was at, you know, the Force willed him into being. It was an immaculate conception, basically.
Jesus.
Anakin is Jesus, basically, yeah. But as it turns out, it was Emperor Palpatine is Anakin's, basically, his father. He's
No!
Yep.
No! That's impossible!
That's not true! Yeah. In Darth Vader number 25, it confirms that Anakin Skywalker was a result of dark side / midichlorian manipulation inside Shmi Skywalker's room, performed personally by Emperor Palpatine.
So he did it on purpose.
Did it on purpose. He was creating his own little Sith child.
What?
Yep.
Gosh, do you think maybe that was why he was so easily able to influence him?
That would make sense, yeah.
Because I've always hated the third movie because of that. It's like, he's good, and he wants to be good, but it's like, okay, you're bad now. And then he's like, okay, let's go kill all these younglings.
It's like, no, I'm good, no, I'm good, no, I'm good, okay, I'm bad.
I feel like they should have really gone into more depth on the conversion of Anakin in that movie.
Well, George Lucas doesn't have depth. So.
Yeah. All right. I also read something else that was kind of interesting in an article that they were talking about Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn, and had Obi-Wan raised, or had Qui-Gon Jinn raised him, he would have gone good. He wouldn't have turned evil, but because Obi-Wan was the one that, like, brought him up, he had, like, still those evil tendencies, and yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that, yeah.
Which, I don't know.
Because Qui-Gon had some really good insights. Like,
he
was a very intelligent Jedi, and Obi-Wan was still a Padawan.
Basically, yeah.
He's like,
see, and with Obi-Wan, he was so, like, letter of the law when it comes to the Jedi Order.
Right.
You know, he was strictly by the book. You do this, this, and this. You don't do this, this, and this. Whereas Qui-Gon Jinn was more spirit of the law.
Yeah, I would agree with that because, like, even finding Anakin to begin with, he was just like, oh, well, like, let's go see how this kid does, and he's got, like, midichlorians, you know? Let's draw from other places rather than just sticking within our little small group.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, yeah, so it's Papa Palpatine.
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 Say that 10 times fast.
That's palpable.
Palatable. So, Ryan Reynolds is producing a horror movie based on a Reddit post in the No Sleep subreddit.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys heard of this subreddit?
I sure have.
So
don't go very far down the rabbit hole.
Seriously, it will creep you out. There, like I love horror. I love scary things, and so I go through the No Sleep subreddit every now and then. But yeah, it can get pretty creepy.
I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah.
But the reason why I shared this is because I was interested in your thoughts, Troy.
Yeah.
Just because...
Not my thoughts at all.
Well, just because he hates Deadpool, and Deadpool is Ryan Reynolds.
He is.
And he's had a heavy hand in the Deadpool movies,
He has.
as in the direction of them. But I'm really interested in seeing a horror movie directed by him.
Let's get one thing straight here. I don't hate Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't. He's made some good films. Like that one where it's just him buried alive in a coffin.
It's called Buried.
Buried. That was a really good film.
That's a great
Definitely,
callback.
maybe was pretty decent.
I remember you guys talking about this
The
movie
voices?
before I joined the podcast, the Buried one,
Buried, yeah.
and you guys couldn't figure out what it was called, and I was like screaming, "Buried, buried!" Like
It's podcast brain.
I know,
It
it
happens all the
happens.
time.
Yeah,
So, no, I don't hate
he directed
Ryan
Town?
Reynolds.
as well.
That was Ben Affleck.
Oh,
honestly, it's really easy to mix them up. I think that's why Batfleck got jacked and he's all buff now.
It's like, I'm not Ryan Reynolds.
Not Ryan Reynolds.
That other movie he did, Just Friends. I like that one.
Yeah.
I think that one was funny.
I love that movie.
So, no, I don't hate Ryan Reynolds. I just hate his portrayal of Deadpool, okay?
okay.
All right. So I'm fully on board with this. I think, he's a very talented guy. He's a talented actor. He's a good writer. So I think
They
I
just
say
better
more,
not butcher it like they did with
more power to him.
with Slender Man.
Yeah.
That bugged the heck out of me.
And this is the movie that he's directing is going to be a psychological horror movie, which we talked
Shutter
about it
Island?
before. Like, they're getting more popular, and I think that's the way that horror movies are going to go.
Yeah.
So I think it'll do well. I'll probably see it by myself because my wife doesn't like scary movies. But
There's another one that's coming out as well. That's Key and Peele or Thompson. He's directing. Have you seen?
I saw the
poster.
I
for
saw
it?
the poster for it.
Yeah,
Oh, what is this?
from the director of Get Out, a new movie, new horror movie, and like all you see is this person holding a pair of old-looking scissors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Who knows? But I mean, I haven't seen Get Out yet. I still need to. But if it's
Get Out.
that was the first movie that he directed, and apparently he did an amazing job.
Mm-hmm.
So
Way better than A Quiet Place.
got some
Don't compare.
talent.
I think they're both good in their own ways.
Yep.
I like The Quiet Place.
How did they smash? There's no way you can't make noise.
How they
Right.
fart.
How did she get pregnant?
Speaking of,
I totally would have lived by the waterfall.
Yeah.
You'd
Yeah.
be safe there.
yeah.
What about sneezes? You can't control those.
Right? Exactly.
Coughing. No one got sick? Whatever.
Yeah. It wasn't until the baby came along that then they had problems with noise.
Yeah.
And then every time that the little I didn't feel like she was in danger at all is because every time that the creatures would get close to her, her hearing aid would "Ee!"
Well, and first of all, deaf people make a lot of noise that they don't realize.
Yeah.
Because they can't hear. Like, there's no way. No way.
So what we're saying is you suck, John Krasinski.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I guess.
Not John, but Jim Carrey. There's the newest Sonic the Hedgehog has been revealed that he's going to be playing. What's his bucket?
Dr. Eggman?
Dr. Eggman. Thank you.
Yeah.
Do they call him that because he's shaped like an egg?
I think so.
Yeah, his head and his body, he is like a big egg. I am not looking forward to this at all. To me, it reminds, and I can't stand what's the other TV show that he did, or the book adaptation, A Series of Unfortunate Events.
Yeah.
Right? He did a horrible job in that movie, and I feel like this is going to be the exact same.
But reading this, some people are seeing, because they kind of show a Bigfoot type picture of him here. And people are saying that that's not Dr. Eggman, that's Dr. Light. That he might be playing.
Oh.
But who
So,
knows?
when did Jim Carrey start getting back into directing? Didn't he have like a mental breakdown? And
He kind of went the way of Shia LaBeouf for a while until he got this huge beard.
I saw this mockumentary, or it wasn't a mockumentary, it was just a really short documentary on what he's been up to, and he's just been painting.
Yeah. He wanted to get away from being Jim Carrey, quote unquote. And
Tired
so
of that life.
yeah, exactly.
I'm a different person.
And so yeah, he did weird things and
And he also got accused of
painting and being all creepy on Emma Stone and
What?
yeah, he made this really weird video proclaiming his love for Emma Stone. It was weird.
Run away, Emma Stone. He killed his last girlfriend.
Yeah, I mean he's in his 50s, late 50s. she was in her, I think, mid-20s or something, and it was creepy. Yeah. But apparently he's like, oh, nobody gives a crap about what I'm doing. I guess I'll do movies again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not as Jim Carrey, though. As the artist formerly known as Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
And then soon he'll go as a symbol or something. I'm kind of... I think he would do a good job. What he needs to do is some, like, creepy, scary movies. Like, put him in roles...
Like the number 23.
I was just going to say.
Right? Yeah. After you had Mel Gibson, after his big breakdown, he did that movie, The Beaver. And it seemed so dang believable, right?
Yeah, it did.
It actually worked because he was already kind of crazy and weird. And then you had Shia LaBeouf, and he came back in that movie Fury.
Yeah.
Where he kind of had this kid that has issues, PTSD problems, and he's seen some stuff, and it seemed pretty believable.
Yeah.
I don't know. So put Jim Carrey in some creepy, scary movie, and I think it would do really well. And with a huge beard. He needs a huge beard.
Yeah. Well, he's got that. So, yeah. Okay. So let's get on to our reviews. You guys saw a movie without me.
We sure did.
Together.
Oh, man.
Together, like a couple of boyfriends.
Yes. My wife was there.
Right.
She's pregnant.
She was sitting between us. Yeah, gotta keep them separated.
Right. So you saw Spider-Man Into the Spider Verse.
We did. I'll let AJ talk about it. He's a better movie reviewer.
So, in a nutshell, there's a new Spider-Man in town. They deal a lot with the multiverse.
Yeah.
And here you have an up-and-coming Spider-Man that's... It was really pretty interesting because he's going to school, he's got problems, he's got issues, and then he's thrown into this world rather quickly. He's not given much time to actually learn his abilities or get to use them before all of these other Spider-Men from different universes come together.
So this is Miles Morales.
Yes.
Yeah. I think he's what, half black, half
Hispanic?
Hispanic, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I'm judging by the previews, so this movie takes place in his time
Yes.
In his universe.
Yes.
In his
Correct.
universe. Okay. So how does Peter Parker end up there, or is it a spoiler?
It's a spoiler.
Okay.
We don't want
be.
to.
That's why I'm trying to
It's hard.
stay away from that, but at the same time,
All right.
There's so much
We won't
that
talk about
happens
it.
in this movie.
Okay.
It's like a crazy car chase, the whole thing.
All right. Fair enough.
It was really good. I liked it.
No, it was really well done, introducing a lot of different characters and Spider-Men and Spider-Women. It actually worked. I thought it was going to be a little campy, but this movie had a lot of heart, and even the villains in it did a pretty good job.
Oh yeah,
I thought they were pretty menacing. It was definitely a different style. What did you think of the animation overall?
So when the movie first started, because it's weird, it's like stop motion, but it's animated.
Yeah.
And the characters are moving really jerkily, I don't know, their movements are pretty jerky.
Yeah.
When you say in the beginning, but then we got used to it, and I didn't notice it.
It didn't really
at the end of the
come
movie.
across as
or maybe
out of
they
place.
just smoothed it out. I don't know. It was less cell shaded than I thought that it was going to be, because I feel like in the trailer when there were explosions of fire and stuff, they looked really comic booky.
Yeah.
They did.
But I don't know. It started looking more real.
But it was kind of interesting because when he gets bitten by a radioactive spider...
Kidding.
Yeah.
It's a Spider-Man.
Okay, so, right? When he gets bitten by it, his world changes a little bit, and it becomes more straight out of the comics. He's able to see his own voice. He's also able to kind of manipulate that and use that to his advantage.
Yeah, the movie starts normal, and then as soon as he gets bitten, he hears his own thoughts. Like, but whereas before it wasn't like that.
No.
He's like, did I say that out loud in my head? Yeah.
There were some really pretty funny moments, and actually, this is one of the few movies that I liked Nicolas Cage in.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage playing the noir version
Batman
of
noir.
Spider-Man Noir.
Mm-hmm. Which I would actually see a whole movie of him in it, and they're definitely going to make more of these movies. This won't be the last that we see of Spider-Man.
Mm.
All
So, out of 5 goobers,
I'm probably sitting at about like 3.5. It's almost close to a 4, but yeah, it was really well done.
Okay.
I'd give it a 4.
Okay.
Because I was really excited for this movie, but I was also kind of skeptical, just because it was so unique. But yeah, I'm at a 4.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I did not see that one because I have to work. That's all I've been doing lately.
And then we were working while you saw this one.
Yes. I went and watched Aquaman today.
It just barely came out today, didn't it?
Yeah, or yesterday, but yeah.
Thursday night.
I guess
They say it's Friday.
technically.
It's not.
Yeah.
Well, okay. We used to get the midnight showings, which were fine. Now it's like moved up to like 7.
7
You
o'clock.
want to know
Thursday.
why they do that?
So they get more
I've
money?
seen them as early as 4 o'clock
Oh, geez.
on Thursdays.
Kids?
No, it's because kids were skipping school.
Yeah.
Just because they were sleeping in.
Yep.
And so I think it's a Utah thing, actually.
It's possible.
I skipped after seeing Harry Potter. My mom wrote us a note. We got to like skip
I
the
think
next
it's
day of
dumb
school.
that they moved it. That was like a rite of passage, like
Exactly.
going to a midnight release.
I'm staying up super late.
Then
and-
going up
yeah.
and going to school the next day.
Yeah.
I did with the Phantom Menace of all movies. So yeah, Aquaman. Obviously we've seen Aquaman in Justice League for a little bit. He was he was played by Jason Momoa. And this one you get to see a lot more of what Aquaman can really do. It is interesting because the movie starts out, it's kind of this, what you'd expect. It's underwater, kind of tells his origin. And then it goes off and all of a sudden it becomes like Uncharted or Indiana Jones, which is kind of interesting. And then it turns into this kind of Lord of the Rings-ish with little Pacific Rim thrown in there. Like, it's a bunch of different type of movies just mashed together. But it works. And I'll tell you why it works. Because they focused on Aquaman. They didn't focus on trying to tie him to any other superhero.
Okay.
They didn't shoehorn in Wonder Woman or Bruce Wayne or anything. It was just him, his story, and yeah, it worked. And if you see this movie, I don't think you'll ever say that Aquaman isn't cool, because it really showcases how powerful he really is.
Yeah, he's like an underwater Superman.
Yeah.
Like, he's just as strong as Superman.
And when Jason Momoa goes full Aquaman there towards the end, it's pretty awesome.
So this is before
Justice League
After,
after
because they talk about he stopped Steppenwolf,
Okay.
so this takes place after.
which would make sense.
But then
because he wasn't really that powerful in Justice League.
Right. They didn't really show off really what he could do.
Yeah, they only show. I mean, Bruce Wayne goes and picks him up, and he moves the water a little bit, but
Yeah.
he's mainly on land.
And the interesting thing is that it seems like this Aquaman is a completely different character than the one in Justice League.
He doesn't
Seemed
seem
kind
as
of-
campy and just kind of.
Yeah, he doesn't seem as like,
Moody?
yeah, moody and non-caring and that sort of thing. He is a little bit, but that goes away pretty quick. And then what you get is just kind of this fun, this fun superhero action-packed film that looks like when they go to Atlantis, man, it's like straight out of the comic book.
Really?
It really is. There's this awesome final battle between Aquaman and Ocean Master, and yeah, it looks like straight out of the comic book. So,
Are you staying till the very end?
you can stay to the mid credits.
Okay.
There's a mid-credit scene. There is not an end credit scene, but there is a mid. Yeah, so out of I didn't get much of the story away, but I mean it's pretty straightforward. It's his rise to become king of Atlantis. But anyway, so out of 5, I'm gonna go Tridents because that was a big story point. I'm giving it 3.
Okay.
I think behind Wonder Woman, this is probably DC's best film. Like I said, just because they let it just be a standalone thing. They didn't try to shoehorn in anybody else.
The interesting thing and the thing that I'm kind of wondering about, you know how like Marvel is building up to, hey, this is like number 5. This is kind of step, what do they call it? There's like a name for it. Like phase 5.
Right. Yeah.
So what are they going to do as far as like with DC? Because they've had a couple of successes and they've had some flops. Do we know the direction that they're going to go?
No.
Still use Aquaman and Wonder Woman and like kill off everybody else and try again?
I think they'll probably use Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Shazam. I know there's a Green Lantern movie coming. So I think what they're doing is kind of stepping away from Superman and Batman, leaving them alone for a while, and then let's focus on these other.
Was there never an instance
characters
in DC where Shazam, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Green Lantern like teamed up? I mean, I know they're part of the Justice League.
Yeah, in Justice League, yeah.
So you just kind of like leave those guys in the shadows, and.
I mean, like you say, might as well, just focus on these other characters and
focus on more like standalone kind of movies and origin stories.
Yeah, characters.
I think it's a good idea to focus on the lesser known or less popular characters. Like the problem with Superman is he's too powerful, so that's why he's too powerful. Troy, don't give me that look. It's why
there's a reason he needs to be powerful. Anyway, sorry.
And like. Same with the Hulk. That's why the Hulk doesn't have his own movie again. Because they can't die. There's no...
Well, the Hulk is a mindless beast. I mean, there's only so much you can do with that. Anyway.
Well, you go focus more on Bruce Banner and kind of like with great power, you know what I mean? Like,
but who goes to a Hulk movie and hopes to see nothing but Bruce Banner?
I do. I like his
portrayal
of Bruce Banner.
I think it would be alright. It could work.
Basically what Thor Ragnarok is.
Yeah.
All right. So just a quick battery check. We are at 18 minutes.
Oh, man.
So let's hurry and get through our kind of little Christmassy segment here. We
Put
thought
a nice bow on it this episode.
We wanted to do like our favorite Christmas movies, but we've done stuff like that in the past. So what we're going to do this time is the question, it's not Christmas without blank, blank, and blank. So we'll leave it completely up to you, whatever you want to throw in there. All right? Who wants to go first? Don't all jump at once.
So I was thinking as far as like... Well, when I read the question, it was more of like, it's not Christmas until...
right.
Okay, so for myself personally, it's not Christmas until I've either seen like A White Christmas or Scrooge.
Okay.
My family, like growing up, we'd always do this thing where it was called Tree Treat Night. And we would all get, and I think I've talked about this before, but we would all get to pick out a certain treat that we would have when we'd decorate the Christmas tree and watch a Christmas movie. And that was kind of like what really started off the whole season and like got you in the Christmas mood. Because like now, I don't know, Christmas music, it's all right, but like it's been playing for forever.
Yeah.
But for me, it's kind of those couple of things. And my family, they still do like a get together. But that kind of like sets off the whole Christmas season for myself.
Okay.
For me, I think there's really only two things that I really require for it to feel like it's Christmas. One is eggnog, and and it's a seasonal item. You really can't find it everywhere all throughout the year. So it's a pretty rare treat, especially now that I'm on a diet. I can barely have it. But and then the second thing is watching Elf, because that's my favorite Christmas movie.
It's really good.
And I'm typically a Scrooge when it comes to the holidays. This one has been, like this Christmas season, I'm like all in. I've been loving everything. I don't know what's going on, but like last year and every year before that, I'm like, Christmas music sucks. Please turn it off.
Yeah.
And I didn't like watching Christmas movies or anything either. But yeah, those are my two things.
All right. For me, I do have one that's also beverage based. Not until
Whiskey.
I make hot chocolate, make homemade hot chocolate. It's not Christmas until then. It's not Christmas until I watch either the Santa Claus or Home Alone.
Okay.
Two staples at with my family. And it's not Christmas until I have I'm sitting quietly alone by a fire, just watching the snow fall.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite things to do.
I can see Troy like has a cat on his lap, you know, like his hot cocoa, watching a fire, seeing the snow fall.
Pretty much, yeah.
Just kinda left to his thoughts.
Or it's just
Like
me,
some music playing in the background.
me and the glow of the Christmas tree.
Sorry, Troy. I've been praying for no snow
Yeah.
This Christmas,
every winter.
We haven't gotten a
Hate
bunch.
snow.
I wanted to snow on Christmas, but I have an ulterior motive. Is because I recently purchased a car, and if it snows at least 6 inches out of the airport, they make your payments for a year.
Wow.
So yeah, they just cut you a check.
Wow. Hey, how about that?
That's kind of my reasoning. Other than that, I'm perfectly fine. If snow stays up in the mountains, I'm cool with it, because there's a lot of crappy drivers that don't know how to drive in the snow.
Oh yeah.
So I'd rather like pass on that.
Which is funny because it's Utah. You think it'd be used to it by now, but
They forget every single year.
every single year.
Yeah.
All right. So please feel free to let us know your thoughts. It's not Christmas until blank, blank, and blank. Leave it on our Facebook page or call us or send us an email, whatever we want to do.
Also, tell us what Santa you think is the best Santa.
Yes, by all means, okay, so here's where you can find us. I don't have my cheat sheet, so we'll see how this goes. You can find us at, you can find all of our episodes at worldwarg.podbean.com. You can also find us on iTunes, the Google Play Store, and at cosmicpotato.com. On the social media, you can find us at facebook.com/worldwargpodcast. We're also on Twitter and Instagram. Just search at WWG Podcast. You can find all of our merchandise at shop.spreadshirt.com/worldwarg. You can also email us anytime.
Day or night.
At worldwgpodcast@gmail.com. And also remember, you can always call or text the show at 385-240-1692. And we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear somebody other than Joel or Nate. Though we love those guys. We do. But we would love to hear from somebody that we don't know personally. So please call us. Please. You're all enlisted in the World War G Army now. Mm-hmm. So it is your duty.
You're right. No.
As one of your admirals in this army, I order you to call us.
Let the uprising begin.
All right. So this has been World War G episode 201. That has been AJ.
That has been Troy.
And I've been Colton.
And you've been the listener. Stay geeky, my friends, and call us. We're like that desperate girlfriend. Please call us. Mm-hmm. We're waiting. Operators are standing by.
Just send a text. If you don't want to call, send a text.
Send a text. Exactly.
Boom.
All right.